Really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs, make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, shit, they alright, but we a little rough. We're stepping for the title and face your rival. This ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef, I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome
Oh, my
to
bad.
BVO.
Let me start that over.
All right, for our viewers who don't know, tell them who the original man.
The original man is the Asiatic black man. He's the maker. He's the owner. He's the cream of planet Earth. He's father of civilization and God of this universe, Sarit. And there's only one God.
Hey. What's up, everybody? Welcome to BVO Boxing. Tonight, we got somebody's going to be carried to the goddamn cemetery. We have a debate going on between my brother D Free, the master debater, and we have my brother BVO, aka Bernardo. He say he's coming like a tornado. Somebody's going to get baked like a potato. I don't know, but somebody's O has got to go. I am the greatest man alive, Crush the Legend, who will be blowing the whistle in the back as the referee. We got the moderator in the house, my brother prize fighter, and also we got in at second in command. We got my man Tommy Hill with all the thrills. Time to pay the bills. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no more further ado, it's time to get this debate going on. Prize, it's time for you to let everybody know what's going on and how you're gonna run it down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Go ahead, say it again. You was breaking up on me.
Oh, it's time for you to get going, baby. Let's go.
So
time for you to start, to run everything down to everybody and to the fighters and let them know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. The two opponents. We don't need to do all that, Crush. We know it's.
But let's go, man. Let's go then, man. You got the questions. Let's go moderate, man. Let's get it. Let's get to it.
Who y'all want me to flip a coin? Who go first? Or
no, you ain't got to flip no coin, man. You said let's get to it, man. Listen, man. You gonna play around with it, man. My brother D Free, he ain't no joke, man. Let's get it. Wherever way you want to go, man. Let's go.
I'm gonna give it to D Free. D Free, you go first.
Go ahead.
You go first. Where the questions at? Where my questions at?
Got your questions, brother?
No.
Everybody, make sure y'all smash the like button as y'all come into the building. As Prize Fighter get his questions together, as y'all just coming in and y'all see the thumbnail. Yes, a debate is about to go down between BVO and D Free. Prize Fighter, the moderator, has the questions down. So now we can get started. Go ahead, Prize.
Round 1 on D Free. My brother D Free, the master debater. He's been around the block. You know, a lot of people felt like he could have won the big debate. I felt like he could have. I was one of them fans that felt like he could have won. So I'm gonna toss it to him first. He went very far in the tournament. He's a lot more experienced. So D Free, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard. You got Sugar Ray Leonard, correct?
Yeah, that's what BVO tells me.
Okay. So since you got Sugar Ray Leonard, Who had a better resume? That's a crazy question, y'all. Who had a better resume, Floyd or Sugar Ray? D3, go.
Well, resume, we go off a resume, and resume, you go by the opponents. How good is your opponent? How great are your opponents that you're facing? What are your accomplishments in your opponents that you're facing? Well, Sugar Ray Leonard, the first man to win 5 divisions as a world champion. First man out of the history of boxing. He's the very first to win 5 division championships in 5 different divisions. Sugar Ray Leonard is also a gold medalist. Swept the Olympics. Nobody scored a point on him in the entire Olympics. This man swept the Olympics. Floyd Mayweather, he had some hiccups. Sugar Ray Leonard, a undisputed champion. Sugar Ray Leonard also became a unified champion in 2 weight classes by beating Donnie DeLon to be the light heavyweight champion and win the super middleweight vacant belt at the same time. Sugar Ray Leonard has fought the 4 Kings multiple times. Marvelous Hagler, Tommy Hitman Hearns twice, Roberto Duran 3 times. We still talk about those fights today. Those fights happened over 30 years ago. We still talking about those fights today. You got Sugar Ray Leonard was the first man to gross over $100 million in earning. We got the likes of Muhammad Ali. You got Sonny Liston, all those heavyweights that was everybody talks about how great those heavyweights was. Well, Sugar Ray Leonard was the money man before there was a Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather got that name from Sugar Ray because that's what they was calling Sugar Ray, the money man. He was the original money man. Sugar Ray Leonard has done things that people try to compare Floyd to. So Floyd won a resume like Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard fought six. He fought 6 Hall of Famers that people still talk about to this day. 6 of them they still talk about to this day. That they compare people from now to those guys. Those are the golden years. We look at the fighters nowadays and say, "Hey, these guys ain't really fighting nobody." They don't mix it up like the guys from the golden years. Sugar Ray Leonard resume, it speaks for itself. Like I said, this man was at 25 years old, fought Tommy Hitman Hearns to become the undisputed champion at welterweight. When has Floyd Mayweather ever become undisputed? He's never became undisputed. What Floyd did was he would get a belt, drop that belt, and then fight for it again. Then drop that belt, then fight for it again. That's why he could say, "I fought 26 champions," because you dropped the belt and fought for it again. He wasn't fighting the likes. Like Floyd got people on his resume like Sean Bay Mitchell, who was a lightweight. He fought that man at 147 pounds at the end of Sean Bay Mitchell's career. He fought Zab Judah after Zab Judah had lost to Baltimore. He should have had fought Baltimore at that time. Now he fought Baltimore later, but he should have fought Baltimore at that time. At that time, they was trying to get Floyd Mayweather to fight Margarito. Margarito was offering Floyd Mayweather the biggest payday of his career at that time. Floyd Mayweather didn't want to take that fight. Floyd Mayweather decided to fight Zab Judah, where he could have fought Zab Judah after Zab Judah beat Chop Shop. When Zab Judah beat Chop Shop 2 years prior, he could have fought Zab Judah then. He waited till Zab Judah started looking like he was starting to wear down to fight Zab Judah. So that's why you gotta look at Floyd's resume the same way we look at Canelo resume. He pick and choose when he decided he wanted to fight a guy that has a name. Either they don't look as strong and as powerful as they did at the time, or they starting to fall down on their career. That's when Floyd Mayweather picked those guys. That's why people say Floyd Mayweather pick and choose his fighter, because he was. Once Floyd became Pretty Boy, he started picking and choosing, because that's when Floyd started getting all of the notable names that everybody know. Is when Floyd Mayweather was picking and choosing. He wasn't getting those guys like the young Miguel Cotto. Now, there's people that avoided Floyd, and that is rightfully so at that time when Floyd was Pretty Boy. He was a problem. So guys was avoiding him. But when Floyd had all the money and everybody was gunning for him, he was picking and choosing. He wasn't fighting everybody. Sugar Ray Leonard was fighting everybody in his weight class and 4 other weight classes above him. So I let BVO go. I'll wait for the rebuttal.
Oh,
All right,
this rebuttal.
hold on,
This
hold
rebuttal
up,
time.
BVO, hold up, BVO, before you go, we need to make something clear. Props. We're gonna give them 3-minute rounds. So DP had 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Give them 5 minutes. BVO do five, and then they do the rebuttal. All right, so BVO, you get to do your rebuttal now.
Salute to everybody that came in. My man Tim Layton, my man the
Yeah.
boxing scholar, and definitely my man Granddad, aka Shelton. But when we talk about Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr., one thing you got to remember, he never ducked guys like Donald Curry or Marlon Stern, who was 1 and 2, and we seen Sugar Ray Leonard duck those guys. We talking about the dude that fought Corrales, the guy that fought Oscar De La Hoya. No one's fought more champions than Floyd Mayweather. We talk about the Olympic performance. The thing you got to remember is one thing very important: Floyd was robbed of Olympic gold. Don't get me wrong. You had a lot of people who want to give Sugar Ray Leonard a lot of credit. At the end of the day, he was on one of the greatest Olympic teams ever in 1976. But guess what? You can honestly say Floyd just got cheated. It is what it is. I will put him on the same level as that. But when it comes to Floyd, Floyd was at, I think, what was he? He's at 126, and you had guys like Sugar Shane Mosley saying he was coming down. De La Hoya said he wanted to fight him. And the thing about Floyd, you talk about, he fought everybody except Jab Judah at their very, very best. Because you got to think of it like this: he went and fought Miguel Cotto at 54 when he was naturally a smaller guy. Floyd would get up to the weight, and then he would lose 2 or 3 pounds once he got to 54. Let's not forget he fought De La Hoya like at 54, and he fought Canelo Alvarez at some type of catch weight was like 152. So the main thing I'll say is this: when you're talking about Floyd Joy Mayweather, we're talking about a guy who grossed $1.6 billion. We're not talking about 100 million. We're talking about $1.6 billion, 1.6 billion with a B. We're talking about another guy who actually was his own boss, never worked for anybody once he left Bob Arum, never worked for anybody. He did his own thing, built one of the biggest promotion companies in the world when we talk about Mayweather Promotions, which also bought out, you talk about resume. This is the same guy who bought out a Tank Davis. But to get back to Floyd overall as a resume, who didn't he fight? Everybody of his time he fought. He wouldn't let a Donald Curry be #1 in his division and duck him. He wouldn't let a Marlon Sterling be #2 and duck him. So we're talking about a guy who picked and choose. This is the first guy to really pick and choose was Sugar Ray Leonard. This is what he's known for. He fought everybody else when they was in his 20s. But when it came to the marvelous one, he waited till he was 30. So he tried to wait guys out. He's the king of playing games. So we can't sit here and act as if we don't remember all the games Sugar Ray Leonard played. Sugar Ray Leonard would do stuff like have a big press conference with the marvelous one and say, "Will it never happen?" So, I mean, what are we talking about? Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr. also is a 5 division champion. So what that Leonard was the first? So what? Somebody has to do it first, but he came and did it. And just one of the funniest things I ever heard was the fact is, you got to remember the 4 kings. Okay, that sounds good. You can't help who's around. But we remember Super Judah, he fought him. Chop Chop Curly, he fought him. Corrales, he fought him. Diego Corrales, he fought him. He fought the guy in Atlantic City. I just lost his name in my head. So it's just been a great fight after great fight. And we talking about a guy who put on the biggest events. Not one of them. The biggest events, I think, out of the top 5 biggest box office, Floyd has 5 of them. So we got to be honest
1
here.
minute, BVO.
We got
Got
to
1
be
minute
honest
left.
here. Okay, we got to be honest here. We're talking about probably one of the best fighters of his era. So to talk about a guy like Sugar Ray Leonard having a better resume when he clearly ducked Donald Curry. If you remember how great Donald Curry was, he was #1. This isn't BVO making this up. These are the facts. Sterling. We know about Marlon Sterling. He was a monster. And then you want to bring up the fact that he fought for a light heavyweight. Yeah, he fought for light heavyweight at 175. So that's a joke. And that's the whole thing. It's always been a joke. because Sugar Ray,
2 seconds.
because Sugar Ray Leonard copied Ali. That's why he got all that credit.
All right, cool. All right, so there we go. We got
That was a good round.
the
Good
first
round, Big
round.
Will.
Good round in there. Hopefully Tommy Hill and my man Shelton is keeping score. Prize now they get to do their rebuttal. Your rebuttal rounds will be less than your breakdown round. So let's make your rebuttals about 2 minutes less. So let's make the rebuttal 3. D3, you get to start off first. Rebuttal what BVO is trying to stand for with Sugar Ray.
Yeah, he said he made Marvelous Marvin Hagler wait till he was 30. Well, what you have to realize is Sugar Ray Leonard left the ring for 2 years because he had a torn eye retina. Came back, fought Kevin Howard, left the ring again for 3 years, and stepped right in there with the baddest man at 160 pounds and beat that man. He was out 5 years and had one fight and beat that man. Now we're gonna go to Floyd Mayweather. He said Floyd ain't ducked nobody. He said Floyd ain't ducked nobody. And I knew you was gonna say that. So I did some research. Floyd Mayweather in 2000, in 2005 called out Winky Wright. Winky Wright accepted the challenge. He told his team, who was with ESPN at that time, let's draw up the paperwork. They hammered out the paperwork. Floyd put a stipulation in there where Winky Wright had to weigh in that morning, and the night of the fight, he cannot be over 8 pounds of that fight, of that weight at 54. Winky Wright accepted. What Floyd Mayweather and Bob Arum do, they pulled out. They pulled out. Floyd didn't want that smoke. He thought Winky was going to drop out when he put that stipulation, and Winky said, nah, I want all that smoke. And let's go back to somebody else who he ducked. Floyd Mayweather had 3 belts. There was one guy left that he could become undisputed, something he never did in his entire career. Who was that man he was scared to get in the ring with? Kell Brook. The same man that Earl Spence went over to the UK and beat his ass. That man did not fight Kell Brook because he was scared. Another man that he could have fought, who was the #1 contender that was calling for Floyd Mayweather. You said Floyd, every time they call him out, he steps up to the plate. There was another man that called out Floyd Mayweather who he shied away from that fight, which was Keith one-time Thurman. He gave Keith an obligation. Hey, you got to go beat Earl Spence in order to fight me. Why did he have to beat Earl Spence? He's the #1 contender. Fight that man. That man's calling you out. You said you fight everybody that call you out. Well, we already know you ducked Kell Brook for undisputed. We know you ducked Winky Wright when Winky Wright took all the stipulation that you put in front of him. That man was a duck. That man was a duck. He's a hell of a fighter in the ring, but he ducked those individuals. So you say he didn't duck nobody? That's false. You'll go.
It's on you, BVO. Your rebuttal.
Go ahead, BVO. You got to get your get back.
Again, when we talk again, it's us laughable. Like I said, I don't know if you ever heard of a brother named Donald Curry or Marlon Sterling. Those were guys in his weight division that he could have fought. They were 1 and 2 at the time, and he ran from them. And you want to talk about it being out the ring? Injuries happen. Floyd's the same man who had soft hands, and he still was able to become a champion. Some people thought he wasn't going to be a big time boxer because of his soft hands. But keep in mind this is the same Ray Leonard who fought Duran after Duran was 190 pounds, made a deal with his manager behind his back, and bought a weight drain Roberto Duran to the fight. So I don't even know why we even bringing up who's a duck, who plays the games. That's all Ray Leonard ever did was play games. Think about this. Like I said, guys he knew he could beat, guys that he felt like he could beat easy, what did he do? He fought him in his 20s. When he became undisputed, that you love to bring up, even though undisputed has just now became a thing, because when Sugar Ray Leonard became undisputed, there were only 2 belts. Then there were 3 belts in Floyd's day. Then it became 4 belts. You're talking about Kell Brook. Kell Brook was a belt holder. Kell Brook beat Sean Porter and got beat to death by Earl Spence. So what are we talking about? Then on top of that, we seen the same Kell Brook get beat to death by Triple G. So it's just been Triple G beat him up first, and then Earl finished him. So this makes no type of sense. Floyd did not fight guys that were not in his generation. Well, I take that back. He did not fight guys in his generation. So it is what it is. But again, Floyd, like I said, did it all. You talk about
20
$1.6
seconds,
billion.
BVO.
I just love the fact that these anybody over 40 is gonna say Ray Leonard. But if you look at the facts, it's definitely gonna be Pretty Boy. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good first round. Good first round. Good first round. Oh, shout out to KO in the building, who has one of the greatest debate series on YouTube. I think the best in my joint. Shout out to the boxing scholar too, also. Prize, you wanna talk to the judges
Yeah.
before they get the scores and we find out who won the first round. But good round by both of my brothers, BVO
Yeah, good round
and
for both
D3.
the
So go
brothers.
ahead, Prize.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a great round, great rebuttals. I know before we get into our second question, I know the judges, I know they was listening and scoring. So I'm gonna start with one. It don't matter. One of y'all jump out there. Just who y'all think won the first round.
Let me say this. Tommy, you got something to say, Tommy? You ready to talk? Give us your
He on
breakdown.
mute.
Who won the first round? Unless Shelton is ready to go.
The Apostle Tommy.
Yeah, man, I'll go ahead and get it over with.
Go ahead, Shelton. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, y'all. How y'all doing today?
Good.
I got to get a first round of free, man. He came with the facts. BVO was repping for his boy Floyd, and he made some good points. But his points, most of his points were opinions, and they weren't facts. D3 came with straight facts. So you got to go with facts over feelings. Got to go with D3.
Tommy Hill.
Yeah, my bad. I was on mute the first time. I think it was a very, very contested round. I mean, both great jobs by both people. Some things that were left out on both sides, man. I mean, I would have, since we talking resume, I would have hammered in who we didn't fought, and I would have went down the line. But one thing I will say, that rebuttal round, I think that's where I really started seeing, the edge going towards D3 on that one, because you can't make a statement saying that you never duck, but it looks like somewhere down the line you didn't go against fighters that either called you out or that you called out. So, that right there kind of cemented it for me, but it was a very hotly contested first round, man. Excellent job by both fellas.
Yeah,
I agree.
I give that round to D3 myself. I like the fact when D3 came out and he came with the ducking about Floyd Mayweather. A lot of
Yeah,
people
that was
give their
tough.
give and take on that, and he pulled up some facts. It's something I would have had in the tuck if I would have gotten to a debate with somebody. So that was a clever move because he did bring up the fact, and a lot of people, matter of fact, everybody ducked Kell Brook. And besides Floyd Mayweather, they all, you know what I mean? Sean Porter didn't want the rematch. This facts. Keith Thurman ducked him. Everybody that was somebody at 147 at that time, outside of Floyd Mayweather, duck what y'all will call the chocolate brownie. That is facts. Floyd Mayweather, throwing arrow spins out there, to say, well, you get past this up and coming guy, you can get the fight. When he could have clearly say, all right, come on, Thurman, let's get in the ring and I'll whip the ponytail off your ass. So I get that. That's a great point. So great points by D3, but BVO was rolling a little bit, but he started repeating the same thing. So make sure next round, man, you're not repeating the same thing, because we heard Marlon Starr and those guys about 8 times, bro. And then if you're going to keep on bringing their names, you got to stretch out something about them instead of talking about the same exact thing. So it sounded like that you was doing a feeling because you didn't have anything else to say about it. So if you're going to repeat some names, make sure you got something different to say about it in the future. But other than that, you did a good round, bro. But the first round go to D3. How everybody feel in the chat? Let us know, and then Prize can move on with the next question. Thank you for a great first round, D3 and BVO.
Yeah, BVO, I thought you was cooking though,
Yeah.
with your points and all. I thought you was cooking. But that D3, see, what happened was D3 came with them, but I don't know where D3 got that information from, but he sounds very, very confident about the information. So I'm gonna take it for what it is. But I thought your rebuttals was fire though. You know what I mean? That's a close round. I don't know who I would give that round to if I was a judge, and that's why we got judges. But anything else? If not, I'm gonna move on to the next one.
We're going. Go ahead.
All right. Well, this one's on you, BVO, of course. You know, and judges, y'all locked in, y'all ready to go? Everybody ready to go? So the next question is for the second round. The first round went to D3 if y'all just tapping in. But BVO about to get his get back in this round right here. So who had the better signature fight? Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather. BVO?
Well, if we talking about signature fight, the reason I repeat myself is to bring a point to make the point home. But who had a better signature fight would definitely be Floyd when he fought Manny Pacquiao. It wasn't the fight everybody wanted, but when it happened. But the thing I will say was the fact that Floyd was in there, and he had been calling for the fight. He asked 6 years earlier to get the fight, and for whatever reason, he wasn't able to get that fight. And then on top of that, I would just say you got to remember when he fought Ricky Hatton, who was pound for pound number 3 or 4 at the time. That was a huge win. To go in there and knock him across the ring like he did, where he hit his head like that. I mean, that's it. That's another crazy signature win. And to beat the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, the way he did, to shut him out, to shut out Oscar De La Hoya the way he did. It was a tough fight, probably one of Floyd's most contested fights. But Floyd went in there and did what it took and beat Oscar De La Hoya, who some say is the greatest living fighter. So for him to do that, I mean that, and then one of the fights that's really, really slept on was when he went in there and fought Arturo Gotti in Atlantic City at his house. This was a young champion. They told him, no, you're too young for this fight. You're way too young for this fight. And what did he do? He went in there and pitched a shutout against Arturo Gotti, beating to death from pillar to post. And when you talk about just signature fights, let's just talk about the numbers. We're talking about when he fought Manny Pacquiao, that is still it's the number 2 highest grossing fight in boxing history. And another fight, if we're talking about signature fight, when he fought Conor McGregor, the 2-division UFC champion, to go in there and fight Conor McGregor and put on the biggest combat sports box office in combat sports history. It's Floyd Mayweather by far. At Arturo Gotti, when he was a young pup, no one wanted him to take that fight. He took that fight. Then on top of that, Juan Marquez and Marquez, they said he lost that first fight. He came back dominating. And then remember, people forget about Chico McDonough. Chico McDonough gave Floyd one of his most contested fights at 147. Floyd said, "Okay, y'all thought I lost? Let's run it back." Dominated Chico. After Chico had beat the youngest 4-division champion in boxing history, Adrian the Problem Bonner. So it just goes without saying, Floyd had the most impactful fights, in my humble opinion, and the numbers say it. I'm done. Go ahead.
That's a tough round. Good round. I wanted to hear more from you that round, BVO. But D3, who had the better signature fight? You ready? It's on you.
Yeah, I mean, we said who had the better signature fight. I mean, he named off about 6 or 7 fights that Floyd had decent fights in, and all of those fights combined didn't compare to Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hitman Hearns when they went for undisputed and the welterweight championship. This is a fight that we still talking about 30-something years later. This is a fight that we all signify. This is a legacy fight. This is what legacy fights are supposed to be. These are 2 guys that was in their early 20s. Tommy Hitman Hearns was knocking out everybody. Sugar Ray Leonard, fast hands, fast feet, power, knocking out everybody. Those guys got into a fight, and that was a signature fight for the decades. So much so, Tommy Hitman Hearns was winning that fight. Sugar Ray Leonard even talked about it. He was winning. Tommy Hitman Hearns was winning that fight. Sugar Ray Leonard had 3 rounds left in order to pull that fight out. And Sugar Ray Leonard stopped Tommy Hitman Hearns in the 14th round. Yeah, I said it 14th round because back then they was fighting 15 rounds. They wasn't doing 10 and 12 rounders back then. They was fighting 15 rounders. And Sugar Ray Leonard got to the 14th round and still had that power in order to land a big shot on Tommy Hitman Hearns. And he threw his hands up and thought that the fight was going to be over, but Tommy stayed on his feet for a little while, and then he finished him off with a quick flurry, and Tommy hit the canvas, and it was over. That was a signature fight that we talk about to this day. Like I said, that fight happened over 30 years ago. And if you want to add another fight onto it, you could talk about the Roberto Duran when Sugar Ray Leonard had just lost to Roberto Duran, who moved up from 135 pounds and had a couple of fights, and then he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, and he beat Sugar Ray Leonard. He outclassed Sugar Ray Leonard, had Sugar Ray Leonard fighting his style. But then Sugar Ray Leonard turned around 5 months later and fought that man, and we still talk about it to this day. No mas. No mas. He made that man quit. That man said, no, I don't want no more. And we still see the commercials about it. We still hear about it. People still talk about it. So yeah, you could talk about all those fights that Floyd had. They still ain't compared to neither one of those two. And then we can go to the fight that he had with Marvelous Marvin Hagler, where that man was out of the ring for 3 years prior to fighting Marvelous Hagler. And people still talk about that. Marvelous Hagler, one of the best middleweights of all time. Some people say he is the best middleweight. And Sugar Ray Leonard pulled that off after having a 3-year layoff. He only had one fight in 5 years. But like I said, I'm not going to hop on those ones, because the best one out of all of those fights that BVO said and I said, the best signature fight was the Tommy Hitman Hearns versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Both of those guys was entering at a prime. Both of those guys was flying high. They was knocking out everybody. And Sugar Ray Leonard pulled out the fight that he needed to pull out, because he was getting beat by Tommy Hitman Hearns, and he knocked him out in the 14th round. That's my time.
That was crazy. Good round.
Wow. Wow. Hey. Now, wait a minute. Do we need a rebuttal round for that? I mean, it was so fire. I can't imagine what the rebuttal is. I can't imagine. So let's
have BVO do a rebuttal for Crush. That, I mean, because B Free spit so much.
Yeah,
fire
we got to get to the rebuttal. It's so fire. So let's get to the rebuttal, man.
BVO.
Again,
Make sure y'all smash the like button.
For sure. Salute to my brother Big Drake popping in, my JBT fam.
Yeah,
salute to everybody popping in. And salute to my man Ant McQueen. But when we talk about the Roberto Duran fight, we gotta remember when he fought Roberto Duran was 190 pounds, and he had a month to lose. What was it? He did 160 for the 160. So he had a month to lose 30 pounds. You talk about the no mas. The whole reason that was even a possibility is because we all heard that he had to go to the bathroom. He had to go to the bathroom, and he wasn't able to. There ain't no stopping bathroom breaks. And like I said, he makes a good point about what he said with Tommy Hearns. But at the end of the day, when we talk about Floyd be the 8th division champion, the first 8th division champion in boxing history. Manny Pacquiao, who was knocking everybody out, who was beating people to death, beating people unconscious, beating Marquez all those times. I mean, he beat the life out of you could say, some people say that Manny Pacquiao beat Oscar De La Hoya worse than Floyd did. So when we talk about Manny Pacquiao destroyed Margarito, and Floyd went in there and put on a boxing clinic. So I mean, just to say that's just you romanticizing the past, but the facts say, when you be the 8th division champion, the first 8th division champion in boxing history, some say the greatest Filipino to ever fight. I mean, come on, there's a Hall of Name up there named Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is one of the best small fighters to ever touch a ring. So you could put him up there with Henry Armstrong, Kid Gallahan. He's of that ilk. So for Floyd to go in there and dominate him, I don't know what we're talking about. But go ahead.
All right. First of all,
be free ready to jump right into
smash the like button. Smash the like button as y'all come in, and make sure y'all keep your score in the chat.
First of all, Manny Pacquiao was no 8th division champion. That man was a 6th division champion. They counted the IBO, which is not recognized by the sanctioning the Boxing Association far as a major belt, and they counted the Ring Magazine, which is not even an actual sanctioning body belt. So that's out the window. He's a 6th division champion. Second of all, you said Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. That's the fight that everybody complains about. We waited all this time for this. This was nothing. We waited all this time for this. This was garbage. People was mad about the fight. They wasn't excited. They're not talking about that fight. They talking about what's a disappointment that fight was. That's what they talk about. They didn't say that was a great fight. They said it was a disappointing. So you said, what is the best signature fight? You named Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. That was the biggest disappointment of a fight because it was two guys who were supposed to be on the same level like a Tommy Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, who put on a performance that everybody can talk about years later. They were supposed to do that, but they didn't. Only one guy put on a performance. The other guy didn't even come to fight. So, no, that was not a great fight. That was a horrible fight. And you keep saying Roberto Duran was 190 pounds. I said he came back 5 months later and made Roberto Duran quit. You talking about at the end of both of their career when he fought Roberto Duran the third time. Roberto Duran was at the end of his career. Sugar Ray Leonard was at the end of his career. I think Sugar Ray Leonard fought like 2 more times after that and retired for good. Roberto Duran, I think he fought a couple of more times and then retired for good. That was at the end of their career. They both was overweight. They both was fighting way out of their normal box, their normal division. So both of them was overweight. Now, when he fought Roberto Duran the first 2 times, Roberto Duran was 71-1. Like I said, he made Sugar Ray Leonard fight his style. He beat Sugar Ray. But then Sugar Ray Leonard came back 5 months later. That man was 72-1, and he made that man quit. Roberto Duran, the same Roberto Duran, hands of stone, the same Roberto Duran that you said would knock out Floyd Mayweather, the same Marvelous Haggard that you said would knock out Floyd Mayweather, the same Tommy Hearns that you said would knock out Floyd Mayweather, and Sugar Ray Leonard also would knock out Floyd Mayweather. This what came out your mouth. You said these guys would knock out Floyd Mayweather. So you talking about that these guys was overweight? No, these are the same guys that you said if Floyd Mayweather was fighting in their era, all of them would knock him out. That's my time.
Oh wow, great round again. This is a good debate. Smash the like button as y'all come in. Everybody, y'all coming up on the chat, make sure there's no noise in the background or anything like that. The two brothers is doing 5-minute rounds and 3-minute rebuttals. So now we have in our house, we got Dre, we got Big Dre in the building, and also we got the other scorekeeper, my man Mr. Shelton. So Big Dre, since you up on here, I guess you're gonna play a role, one of the scorekeepers. So I know you know boxing. I talked to you before up here on BVO. So right now that was the second round. And now we waiting for the judges. If you caught the whole round, Big Dre, you can let us know in about 60 seconds who you think won the round and why. Mr. Sheldon, my man, are you ready to go? Let us know who won this second round and why.
D-Free won the second round because the same thing he did in the first round. Facts over feelings. My man BVO be coming with some heat, but his heat be all conjecture and his feelings. You got to stick to the facts. It's a debate. Stick to the facts. Facts over feelings. You wasn't spitting no facts, BVO. D-Free got that. Easy.
What I would say, the reason why I give it to D-Free, because the question was signature fight. It wasn't even signature fights, but they both had to bring in the other fights to draw their point back to which one they both felt as though was the signature fight. So we got down to that conclusion. We got a disclosure on it. Now, honestly, D-Free came with the facts. It was a hell lot of facts. It might be, something to learn for a lot of people. I'm not sure. But yes, Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard was a more signature fight than Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And the point is, like D-Free said, they were both in their prime. This wasn't a fight we was waiting years and years for, and excuses coming up and people, arguing back and forth about what's going on. These two young kings, 2 of the 4 kings, got right to it. And the fact is that it was great adversity that they had to face in that fight. Not only that Tommy Hearns was winning that fight, like D-Free said, all the way up into the last 3 rounds till Sugar Ray Leonard bounced back. Tommy Hearns injured Sugar Ray Leonard very bad. Sugar Ray Leonard damn near went blind in that fight. Gotta remember, he had an eye closed. He couldn't see out of an eye. And the other eye wasn't even 100% either. You know, and remember, he had to go out there, guts and glory, blood, sweat, and tears. And it looked like Tommy had him. And out of nowhere, this little mean, little handsome little dude from the projects out in Maryland said, hell no. I don't care what I can't see, but I know I'm going to throw these hands and they going to land. And that's what happened. And he wound up getting a stoppage in the 14th round after being beaten for 13 rounds and actually getting that eye constantly cracked and his vision is decreasing. There was no adversity that Floyd Mayweather faced in the fight between Manny Pacquiao. And like you said, it was a disappointment. We don't talk about that damn fight. That is a fact. We talk about other fights. When we talk about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, we talk about other fights that they fought. We're not talking about that fight. If we bring it up, we say it was a disappointment. The only thing about the fight that it did awesome at the gate. That's it. And that's the only time you would bring it up to speak on the only pro in the fight. Because it's more kind of pro. So that was a great statement landed by D Free. BVO was coming with some facts, but he came a little short. And when D Free brought that up, because that is a more signature fight, I think BVO was more going on because it was the most successful, biggest fight for our sale wise. And I think he was leaning more so towards that than actually signature fight. And it's a legacy fight. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is two legends, and that fight is not considered a legacy fight. Make sense. So once again, that was a great point by D Free, and you got to really have something to come back with that. So yes, I gave that to D Free. Big Dre, what you got, brother?
You on mute, cuz.
You on mute, Dre. Are you still muted? You might have to go out and come back in. You might have to go out and come back in, Dre, because we can't hear you.
Let me ask you a question, Crush.
Yes, sir.
Leonard and Hearns fought 43 years ago. Am I correct?
Yes, that is correct.
43 years ago.
43 years ago.
You think we'll be talking about Floyd and Manny 43 years from now?
Yes.
No, we won't. No, we won't. We won't even be talking about Floyd and Manny fight in the next 15.
I say yes because the point that BVO made with the money in the gate. It's always going to be talked about. When they talk about it, it might not be talked about like how great of a fight it was, like Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray, but it will. I promise you, will be talked about because of the numbers in the gate. So I disagree with y'all brothers respectfully on that one. That's a good point by BVO. That I know, like the fight wasn't the fight that we didn't get the fight that we thought we wanted, or that we wanted. But to answer your question, will it be talked about until somebody break 4.5 million or whatever it was? Absolutely, it'll be talked about because of that.
Yeah, but I get you, I get you, Pras, and that's what I said. Only when it comes to numbers, but when it comes to this straight up fight, no, it ain't coming up. But I get you, Pras, when it comes to the success wise of the numbers. That's what I was basically saying. And now we can go to the next question, Pras. What we got?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay,
let me ask you a quick question before we go.
What's up, BVO?
So when we say hold on one second. Big Dre about to pop. Big Dre.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You back, Big Dre?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we can hear you now, bro. Yeah, we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
All right.
What's happening, man?
Okay. Well, like I said, I came in a little bit late. But I remember those eras, man. Being from DC, Sugar Ray was my hero, man, because he lived not too far from me. And So that might give me a little tiny bit of bias, but Dave Free was spitting facts, man. Um, and today, when you talk about the fighters from those bygone eras and who was fighting and the big fights they have, you know, when you talk about Sugar Ray, you can always talk about Sugar Ray versus Hagler. You can always talk about Sugar Ray versus um, Hitman Hearns. I mean, that was an epic fight. 14 rounds, ended up with a detached retina. That was a war, man. Um, and, you know, Sugar Ray versus Roberto Duran, the hands of Stone himself. Um, man, when you talk about Floyd's big fights, you bring up Marcus Maidana, you bring up Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was a disappointing fight because it was at the end of his career. It was at the end of Floyd's career. Manny's still out there, 100 years old, still trying to fight. Um, I wish he would quit, but
Right.
I'm gonna get at around the D free. It just was the looking at the caliber of fights that each one had. Yeah, granted, Lloyd went undefeated. Yes, he did. That was a great feat. But when you talk about classic battles, Sugar Ray fought in many more classic battles. Uh, Fights that we still talk about to this day. Fights that we remember to this day. Fights that um if you are paying attention during certain sports shows, you will see little clips of those fights here and there. Can't say that about Floyd.
Great
Again, my vote
point.
goes to
Great
D free.
point. All
Hey,
right, cool.
this
All
this
right.
would be my
Fair enough.
question. This would be my question. So I'm gonna ask you guys, and this is not me trying
Come
to
on, so we
trying to
get to the next question, brother.
listen.
Let's go.
We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time. We got an hour and a half to do this. We got plenty of time. So what
So you
I'm
want to
trying to
go? You want to go to an intermission real quick? Want to go
yeah, we're
into an
gonna go.
intermission?
Yeah, I want to go to him because
All right, cool.
I want to ask the judges something real quick. So when I
All
hear
right, cool.
when I hear Shelton say I'm not giving facts, how is that possible if everything I'm saying are facts? Are you saying I'm just trying to make sure that there's no inherent bias because you're from that time. So I just want to make sure from the judges that I'm not getting that because I noticed when you hear guys, hold on, I noticed when you hear guys over 45 when they talk about Sugar Ray Leonard, there's an inherent bias when it comes to Floyd. I just want to make sure that bias is not on the table at all.
No, what he said, what
All
I heard him
right,
say, I might have
hold
heard
up,
him
D
wrong.
Free. I got it. D Free, because you a contestant. I can't let you do that. You debate me. BVO, I'm gonna be nice this time, but next time you do that, I'm gonna take a point from you because as
I'm
you being a
it's
contestant,
intermission. It's intermission.
wait. Now wait, I get
Hold
it.
on, who got that
It's an
music playing?
intermission. Somebody
Oh, go
take
ahead.
your music down. All right.
Go ahead.
Next time, I forgot it was an intermission, but don't try to
Yeah.
slide in the debate, BVO. I'm here. I got the licking stick. I'm here. That's why I'm here. Security of the first world is here. But we in intermission. It's fun talk. And hopefully y'all liking this debate between BVO and my brother D Free. They both cooking, and they cooking, and we got some more to go. And like brother BVO said, we got time tonight. So we will open
Yeah.
the panel at
Let
some
Shelton
point a little
respond. Let
later.
Shelton
But
respond to that. Crush. Let Shelton respond to that.
go Shelton, yeah.
Well, first of all, Floyd never fought as a pro at 126. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying when I say facts. Floyd never fought at 126 as a pro. Fought at 130, not 126. Second of all,
Mhm.
you brought up Marlon Starling and Donald Curry. When they were reigning over the division, Sugar Ray Leonard was retired. Wasn't he boxing? He's commentating. That's why I say, do your research. Bring the facts, not your conjecture, not your feelings. Because what you feel is probably true. Feeling wise, yeah, you can say that Sugar Ray ducked him, but the fact is, Sugar Ray couldn't duck him because Sugar Ray was retired when they were on top. That's why I said facts over feelings. not because I'm old and because I like Ray better than Floyd.
No, and I
Because
said that,
what these
because he was 1-2. They were 1-2 while he was still champion. That's why I said that.
he was retired. He was retired. He was retired.
Okay,
Look it
I'll
up.
give you that.
Look it up.
Okay.
This is
BVO like
awesome,
them.
man.
BVO like to end the career losses, man.
We should see. We should see. All right, we ready to get back to it? You ready to get
Yeah.
back to it?
Salute to my brother Smoke Session, Sports Entertainment. Salute to Melon Queen. You know I'm gonna
Yo,
start calling
Pop
her
Melon
Mookie.
Queen.
She like Mookie. She missing work.
Oh man.
All good.
Salute to Melanie Queen. Salute to my man
We got
Papalata
it.
James. You know what I
We got
mean?
her.
All right, cool. So
Leave
we
him
gonna
alone.
get back to the debate we're about to start now, so brother Prize Friday could come up with the next question.
Yeah, this is my final question going into the final round. Yes. So we're gonna go with D Free on this one. He been kind of quiet for a little minute. BVO got a little intermission and I wasn't expecting, but nevertheless, all good. D Free, this one's for you. Who had a bigger impact on a sport?
All right. Let's talk about impact. Impact is
It's gonna be a good one.
how you affect the sport as a whole. Well, Sugar Ray Leonard, he was named Boxer of the Decade in 1980 by Ring Magazine. He was also named Fighter of the Year in 79 and 81 by by Ring Magazine as well. The Boxer Writing Association named him Fighter of the Year in 76, 79, and 81. 2002, Sugar Ray Leonard was voted by Ring Magazine as the ninth greatest fighter in the last 80 years. In 2016, Sugar Ray Leonard was voted by Ring Magazine as the greatest living fighter. In the box rec, they still have Sugar Ray Leonard ranked number 14th greatest boxer all time, pound for pound. Sugar Ray Leonard, as he retired, he worked as a boxing analyst for ABC, CBS, NBC, ESPN, HBO, and EPEX. Sugar Ray Leonard also had endorsements from commercials like Coca-Cola, ES Sports, Ford, Nabisco, Revlon, and 7 Up. Sugar Ray Leonard is a motivational and inspirational speaker at this current moment. Sugar Ray Leonard also worked as an actor. He did TV shows like Half and Half. He did another TV show, LA Heat, Married with Children, Bernie Mac Show, Renegade, Tales from the Crypt. He also appeared in movies like I Spy and The Fighter. He also worked as an advisor for that movie in 2011, Robot Boxer. He also served as a host and a mentor to inspiring fighters in the TV show The Contender with Sylvester Stallone. In 2001, Sugar Ray Leonard launched his promotional company and partnered up with ESPN to start ESPN2 and bring on ESPN Friday Night Fights. It was Sugar Ray Leonard and ESPN Friday Night Fights. That was started by Sugar Ray Leonard and ESPN. So when we talk about how you impact the boxing industry, he did it in different forms. He did it on TV, far as his career. He did it on sports. He did it in the movies. He did it on TV shows, and he also started his promotional company to bring back boxing for Friday night fights. And they did that first Friday every month for 12 months, and that went on for like 4 years before ESPN decided to do away with it because of whatever issues they had with the contract or whatever. But that was something that Sugar Ray Leonard did. Now, when we talk about Floyd Mayweather, he didn't impact the boxing career as far as what he's doing now outside of boxing. He ain't impact. I mean, we don't even know if he even have any fighters on his promotional company. Everybody's left. And I heard BBO said this one time a couple of a couple of rounds ago. He said Floyd Mayweather never worked for nobody. He worked for Bob Byrne. He worked for Golden Boy. He worked for PBC. Now he might be partial owner with PBC, but he works under Al Heyman. So Sugar Ray Leonard is doing things as a inspirational, and people still go to Sugar Ray Leonard for advice. They still go to Sugar Ray Leonard for advice. Now, when we look at Floyd Mayweather, we look at what these fighters are doing nowadays. We saying these guys is trying to do like Floyd Mayweather. Ain't nobody trying to lose they owe. Ain't nobody trying to do that. They only fight for money. They're not trying to show who's the best. So that's bringing the sport down. That's what we complain about. How people not trying to fight everybody. They want to be like Floyd Mayweather, and they only want to fight for money. They're not trying to show who's the best. That's not inspiring the sport. That's bringing down the sport. So I'm gonna let BBO go, and then I'll wait for the rebuttal round.
Well, salute to my brother D Free, the Puerto Rican Prince, is putting up a good fight. But I'll say this: when we talk about Floyd Mayweather, the thing we got to remember, this is the same as far as impact. The man has 5 ESPY awards in 2010. 2010, 2019, Yahoo Sports named him the greatest fighter of the decade. On top of that, he has a Guinness World Book of Record for being most fights by a champion with an undefeated record. On top of that, just to correct myself from earlier, a Guinness World Record for making $1.3 billion in the ring in earnings. Then on top of that, we got to remember this: anytime a young fighter, whether it's Shakira Twitterson, whether it's Devin the American Dream, whether it's Teofimo Lopez, the Takeover, what's the main thing they share in common? And there's another guy, there's a coward racist from Golden Boy who came to him as well. Every great young fighter wants to come and sit at the feet of Floyd Mayweather Jr. And the thing that Floyd, his greatest contribution is, let's be honest, is a guy people don't even bring up. One of his greatest contributions is a guy named Badu Jack, who was a 3-division champion, who came under the TMT umbrella. Another guy who could be arguably the greatest fighter, the greatest box office star since Floyd, a guy named Tank Waheed Davis. So when you talk about Abdul Waheed, you talk about Badu Jack, you talk about him winning 5 ESPYs, you talking about him being on the Forbes list, 2 Guinness World Book records. You talk about creating. He's also given the official credit for creating what you would call 24/7 or all access. You never had that until you had Floyd Mayweather when he fought the great Oscar De La Hoya. That's when you first seen what they call all access. So I mean, it almost never stops what Floyd has done for the sport. And we keep seeing all the young fighters, all the young champions flop to sit at the feet of Floyd. And another great thing that Floyd also did, Floyd had a successful promotion company. Having 2 of his guys be more than a 3-division champion. To have 2 guys come under you do that, that's simply amazing. On top of that, he also brought Al Heyman into the sport of boxing. Let's not forget, if it wasn't for Floyd Mayweather, who went to Uncle Al and said, hey, I think you should be a part of what we're doing, we would not have Al Heyman in this. We would not have Al Heyman in our sport. So it just goes to show the greatest impact, the greatest reach. Everybody wants to be Floyd, whether it doesn't matter the color, the ethnicity. Floyd also went. I don't know if you guys remember. Floyd went to Russia in 2007 and put on a boxing clinic. 450,000 people showed up. This is a fact. 450,000 people showed up to Russia, Moscow. Look it up, Moscow, to train with Floyd. Floyd is renowned around the world as the best of his era. You even had one of the greatest fighters that ever lived, Oscar De La Hoya, openly say Floyd is the great. Floyd is the best. Floyd is the best. So it just goes on and on how Floyd has impacted the game through being a great promoter, not a good promoter, a great promoter. It's the same guy, like I said, that bought you Tank Davis. So keep in mind that Floyd, there's almost no match as far as a fighter other than probably Muhammad. And keep in mind, we got to remember that Sugar Ray Leonard was nothing more than an Ali clone. That's what he did. He rolled Ali like a rodeo. He was a clone. Floyd was a one-on-one. Floyd was an original. Floyd bought himself out his contract, started TMT, and like I said, you already heard about the two fighters. He had become multiple division champions. So I'll rest my case at that.
As a fire round, BVO. That was tough.
All right, all right, all right. He said Floyd was one of one. No, he was not. Floyd was a prodigy of his father and Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. That's what Floyd was. He was a prodigy of those
Mm.
guys. He learned the Philly shell from his father, and he learned his boxing ability from Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. You can ask Chop Shop. They used to train with Sweet Pea every single summer. They used to train with Sweet Pea on a regular basis. Ask Chop Shop. But now we he said everybody wants to sit at the feet of Floyd Mayweather. That's the exact thing that I was telling you about. Floyd Mayweather is horrible for the sport of boxing. We always complain about everybody wants to be like Floyd. They want to protect that oath. They don't want to challenge themselves. They always trying to find an easy way to get money without having to prove themselves. So that's what we complain about. You talking about Floyd is a great promoter. No, Floyd is not a great promoter. Floyd held Tank Davis back. Tank Davis had the ability to possibly be undisputed already and working on his second division of being undisputed. Floyd Mayweather was the one that told Tank Davis, you don't need to fight for those belts. The same belt that y'all say everybody cares about. Floyd was the one that told Tank Davis he didn't need to fight for those belts. So he's not promoting his fighters. He's holding them back because he don't want nobody to be better than he was. Because Floyd was never undisputed. Floyd only was a unified champion. He fought for the same belt over and over again. Floyd is not helping the sport. He's hindering the sport because we complain about it every single week when we see these fighters. Hey, this guy ducking this guy. We could see a great fight if these guys fight. Everybody want to be like Floyd. We heard Shakur. Shakur said, Floyd told me to go ask for more money with Devin Haney. I don't need to settle for that 25%. We just heard Ryan Garcia said that Floyd told him to put on 3 pounds. Just make sure you don't go over 3 pounds when he fought Devin Haney. Floyd is hurting the sport. He's not helping the sport. And you said, oh, he started TMT. It was a good thing. And then the 24-hour access. Well, yeah, 24 hours access was all about Floyd. That's why they came out with it, because it was all about Floyd. He wants everything to be about him. What Sugar Ray Leonard did with ESPN was showcase new fighters every single month. They showcase new fighters, somebody that you can see that don't normally get TV exposure. That's what helps the sport of boxing. That's my time.
Well,
Great,
Good rebuttal.
great.
Good rebuttal.
again, my brother is leading off his emotions about Floyd because the fact is very simple. When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, him being a great promoter is already cemented. You never heard of Javante Tank Davis until he stood by Floyd Mayweather. You never heard of Badu Jack until he stood by Floyd Mayweather. Badu Jack is a 3 division champion. I think he's the current cruiserweight champion right now. And let's not forget about Floyd. You say Floyd held Abdul back. Tank was not held back because Tank became the biggest star in boxing. What are we talking about? He became the biggest star in boxing. That's the goal, to become the biggest star in boxing. That's what he did. So again, when you talk about what Floyd hasn't done, there would be no Al Heyman in boxing without Floyd Mayweather. So I don't know what we're even talking about. The whole reason that Floyd got Al Heyman is when Golden Boy De La Hoya promoted 15 fights with Al Heyman. So we got to get the facts straight. So there would be no PBC without those 15 fights with De La Hoya and Golden Boy. That was all done with Floyd. Floyd doesn't get his credit for being the mastermind of this thing. Floyd did what a lot of people wanted to do. Floyd made the money and he fought all the fights. So when we talk about Sugar Ray Leonard, we can't name a fighter that Sugar Ray Leonard put out. We can't, because he didn't have a promotion company. We heard about him commentating about guys. Who did he bring us? There's a guy right now from Baltimore named Tank Davis that we know right now, biggest guy in the world, came directly from Floyd.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, BVO. My bad. Keep going.
So we really just it's just a mere bag of shells on who's the best. And Floyd has shown you, whether it's promoting, whether it's doing business, whether it's being put on the best events. Forget a fight. Floyd made a boxing match an event. No one's ever done that before Floyd. No one probably done that since, I would say, probably a guy named Muhammad Ali. I don't know if a lot of guys ever heard of a guy named Muhammad Ali. That's probably the last time you've seen a fight be an event. Having Beyonce there, having Jay-Z there, having Kid Cudi, sitting down with Warren Buffett. We talk about the effect of Floyd Mayweather. Are we serious? You almost can't mention modern boxing without Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather has been retired for about almost 10 years, and he's still the face of boxing. Why is that? Floyd was one of the first fighters to go on Dancing with the Stars. Floyd was one of the first guys to cross-market himself. Floyd didn't do a lot of movies, but guess what? Floyd is known for producing movies. Let's not forget, Floyd was on Ludacris's album for the song Undisputed, won a Grammy, got a Grammy from that album. So let's not play on who Floyd Joy Mayweather is. And when you talk about fingerprints, you may say he took some from his dad. His dad was nothing more than a cab driver. Floyd Mayweather Sr. was not that good. He wasn't his brother, the Black Mamba, and neither was Jeff. The Black Mamba was the fighter when it comes to the Mayweather brothers. It wasn't Jeff. It wasn't even Floyd Sr. It was the Black Mamba who was the real guy there. And when he got shot and lost a piece of his foot, he learned the Philly shell, and his dad taught him the Philly shell. So how can you say that when we see the fingerprints of Muhammad Ali from the way he wore his hair, from the way he talked to his trainer? He did everything in his power to assume to be like he was the first Michelle Rivera. He totally copied everything about Muhammad Ali in every way, tried to talk like him in the press, tried to be like him. So say what you want, Floyd Mayweather's a one-on-one, because before there was Floyd Mayweather, you could never say that Pernell Whitaker was the star that Floyd was. Never. But that's my time. I appreciate everybody coming out, and it's your boy BVO Boxing, Asiatic Black Man. Shit by God.
As a fire round,
Great, 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 great,
Yeah.
great, great.
Great points.
Hey, man. Wow. Great points. Hey, BVO, I think that was your best performance of the night, my man. I'll give you that one,
I
honestly.
gotta
I'll
say,
give you
man,
that
I
one.
ain't been here in a while, and BVO came up speaking facts, bro. I gotta salute my man, yo.
BVO was on fire in that round.
Thanks to you, Marky Dan.
What's up, Marky Dan?
You
What's
mean
going
you
on?
said no thanks to me? Go straight to hell.
All right, so let's tally up the score, man. Before we find out who won the last and final round, this was a great debate between my two brothers. We appreciate y'all coming through. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna open up the panel. We're gonna have some fun. But great job, BVO. Also, great job by my brother D Free, the master debater. So we're gonna take a few minutes, recess in time. We'll come back with the final decision, man. But it was fire. It was fire, man. It was fire.
Yeah, I got a couple of things to say after y'all do y'all judgment. I'm not gonna say it until y'all finish because I don't want to influence y'all decision. So y'all go ahead and do what y'all gonna do, and I got some things to say afterwards.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it was pretty dope, man. BVO came with some intensity, goddamn. He was like, hold up, I'm down. I gotta get up. Get up now. Like James Brown, he came back on the good foot. Now I don't know if the good foot gonna wind up being like goddamn Toby and getting chopped off or some Kente stuff. But we gonna find out once we tally up the final scorecard. But we already know what's going on so far right now. But we'll wait until the judges are ready and Prize can tell us who won. And we're gonna have some fun, but it was a great debate, man. Expect some more, I guess, man. So if anybody are willing to, hey, it's here.
Y'all ready?
Marky,
We waiting
y'all
on
ready?
Prize. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready? Big Dre, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so. All right, Prize, you can take it from here. You can ask them in which order who won. Chat, y'all can tell us. I'll be looking at the chat right now while Prize Fighter is taking care of things with the judges and giving the final decision.
My bad.
Go ahead,
I'm not
Prize.
included. I'm not included in that judging crush.
Who's not included?
Who that? Marky Dan? Who?
Yeah,
Who
me.
said that?
I wasn't here. I didn't watch it, so
Oh no, I'm
I
just
can't judge.
No, you good.
I know.
Shelton,
We're not talking about
Big Dre and Crusher
and Big Dre and myself. Yeah, we the
so I'm gonna
judges.
start off with the homie Shelton. He pacing around, you know what I'm saying? I know he ready to get his ish off. So I'm gonna let the big dog, Mr. Shelton.
Oh no,
go
I'm just
first
outside, man. I'm just outside
It's all
chilling,
good.
but I'm gonna go ahead and get it off.
Dog. It's dark as a mug out here. It's so crazy to see that it's light out.
Yeah, it's sunny out here in Cali, man. It's sunny in Cali.
Yeah, it's all
But
good. Who
the
you think
winner
won
of
that
the debate
third final round?
on the third and final round, I'm gonna give it to BVO on intensity alone, because he still, you know, he didn't. Well, BVO know what I'm talking about. He didn't do what I asked him to do the last time. So, but on intensity alone, I'm gonna give that round to BVO. But that's still 2 rounds to 1. So D Free, in my opinion, wins the debate. But I'm gonna give that third round to BVO on intensity alone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's I mean, that's cool. I mean, I respect it. That was a very, very, very good round by BVO. By far his best one. I don't think y'all giving him enough credit for his second round, but yeah, that's cool. So I'm gonna throw it to the homie Big Dre. If Big Dre, you ready to go? Got a mic
Yeah,
check?
I'm ready to go.
All right, my
Yeah.
brother.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, my brother. All right.
Okay.
The third and
So
final round between
I'm
the
gonna have
two
to go with
competitors.
this third round. I'm gonna have to put that as a tie.
Mm.
Oh my God.
And it was close. It was really close. And because the D Free came up with a lot of facts, and you have um to temper some of the the items that D Free said versus BVO's comments, because of the different era, the different time. Um, when Sugar Ray Leonard started his promotional company, there were no boxers doing it. And he teamed up with ESPN for the Friday night fights. Nobody else was doing that. There were no other boxers doing that, promoting. Um, with Mayweather, uh, Mayweather bringing up the younger fighters and promoting through the TMT, under the TMT promotional banner, bringing Al Heyman into boxing, um, to become the figurehead um, of the PBC. Um, and there were a lot of facts on both sides. I'm going to have to pull that one as a tie, because again, there were and BVO came up with um, a lot of facts and uh, a lot of emotion, and he brought it to us clear and concise. And he was actually able to mention Muhammad Ali's name without mentioning his loss, um, to a fighter with only 8 fights. You know I ain't gonna let you lay that down, right? Um, um, and so I'm gonna get that as a tie. I missed the first round. D Free had the second round, and it's a tie for the third round. So that's a +1 for D Free.
All right. I don't really like ties, but you're the judge. You're entitled
I'm
to.
sorry. It it came with a lot of thought. Uh, and again, there was some um, you know, Sugar Ray was doing these things uh, before anybody else was doing them, and then Floyd took them to be the standard by which others to judge. So
Yeah, that's like I
that's where I
said.
came.
Yeah, like I said, I personally don't like ties in debates, but you're the judge. Can't argue with the judges. Y'all have the final decision. The chat they can argue in the chat with it, and that's pretty much it. So you got it two the 2-0-1 for D Free. So basically a gentleman's
Yes,
30.
sir.
A gentleman's 30 if you watch Battle Rap.
Hold on,
I'm gonna
the
toss
crush
it
though.
to the OG Crush.
Oh,
You
I'm
got mic
coming.
check?
I'm coming.
There you go.
Mike,
Crush the
Mike,
legend.
Nick, and freaking check. All right.
Final round. What you got? Who
So,
you got?
let me just put it in there, right in the middle of the balls out, man. Great debate, great debate, great debate. even a better rebuttal. The last round, I gotta give it to D3. But I favored BVO in the rebuttal. But if what BVO was in his rebuttal about with Floyd Mayweather versus what Sugar Ray did, if it was someone of lesser knowledge, it would have pulled off a little more because even with all those things, you got to look at the overall image. Who's the guy, the most respectable guy and likable guy? Who is that distinguished gentleman? So BVO didn't say anything wrong. Not saying anything like that. That was great, BVO, but because of your opponent. See, sometimes it's not about what you come with, it's about your opponent. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it was great points, but because of that overall thing, that's where you would have to give it to D3. But that was the closest round to me out of all the rounds in the debate. To be honest with you, I think that was a very very close round. I really scored it by like a half a point. I'm sitting here scoring. I gave D3 the round by a half a point. Unlike the other rounds, I gave him a point and a half or 2 points because it was great. But BVO ain't got nothing to keep his head down about. This is only going sharper, the brother. So don't worry about it. You've been taught the man all year. So there's one thing I learned. You keep messing with somebody, they're gonna beat your ass. So that's just all fun and games, bringing some humor to it. But it was a great debate, man. Um Neither one of my brothers is no joke. So, don't think to lose all the winners anything sweet, because they're not, so don't think everybody can jump on BVO. I got him beating some of you motherfuckers out there. I'm just being honest. But it was a great debate. It was a great debate. This is what happens when face good opposition. BVO could have easily picked the cherry pick. He could have picked the duck. But he stepped right to the AM. You see what I'm saying? Like the third base song. You know what I'm saying? He went against a guy that is he's a seasonal vet. He's known as one of the best debaters on here. So that's a big step right there. So, even if I didn't know BVO, I wouldn't even expect him to come on and just beat D3 because I actually seen him do what he did in the tournament. So there's nothing for BVO to be down on. It's still a win for him anyway. He just can't call D3 the Puerto Rican Prince no more because that was the deal. So it can't be the deal breaker BVO. So everything is good. You just can't call him the Puerto Rican Prince no more. Hey, you could come up with a new nickname though for him. You ain't saying you can't come up with something new because we know you gonna come up with something else. BVO. Don't worry about it, brother.
I want to say something now that y'all made y'all judgment.
Smoke Session said BVO won.
I want
not bad for you.
They talking about the last round, and I wanted to say BVO. In my opinion, I gave you that last round. I beat you 2-1. In my opinion,
I gave them the last round too. Free.
You did your thing in the last round. I'm not even gonna hold you. You did your thing in the last round, and I was like, oh, okay. You finally came with some heat in the last round. Because the first rounds, I was like, nah, no, you're not gonna beat me like this. But that last round, no.
You really did, BVO. So you just got off to you was like my man Vinny Johnson. Yeah, I mean from the Detroit Pistons. Once he heat up is on. So you just heated up in the final round. If it was a couple more rounds, we'll be saying something else about the debate. You see what I'm saying? Because you really heated up. That was really your best round to me, man. That you was coming with some ish. You really was coming with it. I like your tenacity in that too. So and you sound more comfortable in the third round. Compared to the other two rounds, you sound more comfortable. You start feeling yourself more. So it's a lot of positives to take out of that.
I'm gonna tell you why you started sounding more confident in your last round. I'm gonna tell you the reason why, and that's the reason why I gave you the last round. In my opinion, you started sounding more confident, and you came with more intensity because you were speaking on facts and not feelings. That's why you came like that.
Exactly. Now, BVO, I texted you earlier today, right?
You did, yep.
And what did I tell you? You ain't got to say it, but you know what I told you, right?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do, man. You got to do that because if you do that, you can get down in these debates. You got to like D Free said, once you heat it up and you started being confident and more confident in what you were saying because you start bringing the facts out. That's all you got to do. A debate is about facts. It's not about what you feel, what you think, or who you like. It's about the facts.
And I'm gonna tell you what I did.
And
I give you a point on the secret. The reason why I won the first round because I was expecting to lose the first round. The reason why I won the first round because I stayed away from the resume. I started by talking about individual fighters, and I made you stay away from the resume because looking at the resume, Floyd got a hell of a resume. I know that. I know
Right.
that. And that's why I told you when it comes to this debate, I'm a different animal in the debates because I know what I got to do in order to win the debate. I know how to maneuver to a win in the debate, and I stayed away from the resume. I didn't focus on the resume. I started talking about individual fighters, and when I made you talk about my individual fighters, I won that round.
Yeah, great point.
I'll say I could probably see why you say that, but the fact that I lost a second, I don't know. Like I feel like I wasn't getting a fair shake on that second round because I crushed him in that second round. Did I sound as confident as the third round? Probably not, because I was trying to be precise and just bring the facts, and I was trying to do what Sheldon said and not go off what I feel about it. I don't know that second round.
No,
Hey,
the second round, you can't win with the second round. When you talk about signature fights and you talk about Sugar Ray
Yeah,
Leonard,
yeah.
the
signature
money,
fight, and you
the
talk
money,
about
is,
Floyd
the
Mayweather,
money. That's the
that's
most money. That's the second most money in the history
yeah.
of
And
the sport.
if we talk about the highest
Yeah, but
gross
the money
fight,
is not about the fight.
yeah. If you talk about high and grossing fight, yeah, you got to win in that category. But we talking about signature fight. It's the fight. We're not talking about how much money you made from the fight or none of that. We're talking about the fight. What people are going to be talking about from years down the line. They're going to be talking about the fight. Only time people going to bring up the money is if somebody talking about money. But if they talking about the fight, they talking about Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns. We hear that damn near every week. People talk about Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard. We hear that damn near every week.
And you got to
Yeah.
remember, BBO, that fight in 1981 is considered the second greatest fight, regardless of division, of all time.
Okay.
Leonard Hearns, the greatest fight of all time, regardless of division, they say is Ali Frazier 3. But right behind that is Leonard Hearns. So when you're talking about signature fights, and you got Leonard Hearns in the debate, you got Leonard and Floyd in the debate. When you talk about signature fights, you're not gonna win that one, bro. You're not gonna win that.
The only way you can come close, and you got to be able to know how to spin it. If you was to bring up Floyd Mayweather versus Diego Corrales, but you got to know how to spin it.
You have to know how to
I
spin
was
that, though,
shocked that
DP.
BVO
You
didn't
have to
bring
know how
that
to spin
fight
that.
up. I was very shocked that you BVO that you not say anything about that.
But you would have to know how to spin that prize.
I know, but
You would have to know how to spin it. If
Well,
you can't spin it, you're
flipped
gonna
it like
lose.
Floyd went in there as a 3-1 dog. 4
Something
what
like that.
about that was a good fight?
There was good points that BVO could have made with that fight where everybody thought Corrales was going to knock Floyd out. I was one of the minorities. I was like, no, I like Pretty Boy.
Yeah, but you got it. Like I said, you got to know how to spin it. If
he would have brought it up and did a little research, I think that he would have spent it on you.
Yeah,
but that's
you got to. That's why I said when it comes to debate, I do this on a regular basis. I study fights on a regular basis. So when it comes to debate, I'm studying these fights, and so that's why I'm able to. When you say I don't know where D Free got that, I had to literally dig it up. It's online. You got to dig it up. You got to dig it up when Floyd Mayweather ducked Winky Wright. He called out Winky Wright in 2005. Winky Wright accepted the challenge, and he told his team, "Go ahead and let's get it done." They got it done, and Floyd Mayweather put a rehydration stipulation in there, and Winky Wright accepted it. Floyd Mayweather pulled out of that fight. It's not broadcast. People gloss over it like BVO hit on it a couple of times, and I couldn't find it. And then I had to make a phone call, and some people told me where to go look at. And when I went, it was right there. And I was like, oh, Here we go. And that's why I brought it up, because it's there. You just got to go look it up.
Yeah, I knew
Man,
that.
D3, you just taught me something
Go ahead, Dre. My bad.
because I thought that fight fell apart in the negotiation
No,
with
Floyd
Floyd and Winky Wright.
Floyd and Bob Earn pulled out of that fight. They pulled out when Winky accepted all stipulations. Floyd pulled out.
Yeah.
Now you know Floyd was his own. Floyd was his own boss at the the second half of his career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who was their own boss their entire career?
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Never had a promoter. Never had a promoter.
This is the thing.
He had a lawyer. He promoted. He negotiated. Him and his lawyers negotiated and promoted their own fights. All of them. Never had a promoter.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a tough one, man. I thought I had that one, but I appreciate D3, the Puerto Rican, so if you can't call him his old name. The Puerto
You gotta call him the king now. You gotta call him the king now.
Hey, the great debater, Puerto Rican free. He did his thing, man.
I gotta ain't gonna let the Puerto Rican.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave the last part off, but the Puerto Rican, because we got, I don't want D3 to fool nobody. They might be thinking looking at a black man. That's a Puerto Rican man you're looking at. So I want him to get his just due, man. But it's your boy BVO Boxing. We getting ready for the no, it's not the Rise. I think they still in Twitter jail. Free to Rise podcast. They still in YouTube jail. I'm not sure who coming up next, but it's your boy BVO. It's your boy Crush the Legend. He's gonna be back tomorrow at 6:30. Yep. It's been my fault. It hasn't been crushed. Salute to my brother Big Dre coming through. Salute to my granddad, Uncle Sheldon coming through. And of course, my right-hand man, Prize Fighter. Appreciate you coming through.
For sure.
There we go.
Let on, y'all.
I already know.
We out here, y'all. Thanks for coming through. We see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
All right.